So first,
absolutely.
and I was
Let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also podcast, One Season Wonders Kid Nation edition. We're on episode 5. The kids continue to look for a better world. That's all this show's about.
Oh my god.
Before we get into the episode, check us out on the Instagram and TikTok. I sound so old. On the Instagram and TikTok. Please and thanks.
Yeah, you're really being a boomer.
Truly the generation I should have been in. I complain enough. I should be a boomer. Instagram and TikTok and Patreon links are all in the description. Also, please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. It helps the show. And how could you not give us watching 10-year-old kids and judging the fuck out of them a 5-star review? That's entertainment at its
And
best.
this is the time to do it. You're almost halfway through. So just wait for what's around the corner.
It can only get better, I assume. Down with town council. That's what I always say.
Down with town council.
Do you know how many times I said that? Okay, full disclosure. I watched these 2 episodes a little tipsy on a Saturday night. We did day drinking. So I got home and I ate. I was eating while watching. And the whole time I was interacting with it like I would any good show.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was down with town council, out loud in my apartment by myself.
This is literally the moment for you. I've been waiting till we got here just for you.
5 episodes, they should do this bi-weekly, down with town council.
Well, I mean, we're only 2 weeks in. So.
Bi-council meetingly. What's it called? The town hall?
Yeah.
Every other town hall.
It should be up for vote.
Down with town council. Yeah.
Okay.
I think if the majority of people, when they're asked by, what's his name? Michael Bonanza.
Jonathan.
Oh, that guy. Whenever they're
Michael Bonanza.
Whenever they're asked by the Bonanza guy, who's satisfied with the way town council is running things, if the majority raise their hand, we have a vote right there.
I would be down for that.
So you're always campaigning too.
That's true. Also, you can just call him the adult because he's the only adult in the room.
I like Mr. Bonanza better.
Okay.
Because this is his town.
It's not.
It's named after him.
His name is not Bonanza.
What's his name?
It's just Jonathan.
I thought his name was Jonathan, last name Bonanza.
We never got last name.
This ruined the whole show for me. I quit now. Are you kidding? I thought the town was named after this Bonanza guy.
No.
I thought that was a TV name.
Wait, do you think he is the author of that journal they read every week too?
No, I thought we were just playing into the audience. Like how Lisa Vanderpump is not a part of Vanderpump Rules, but she owns it. So it's named after her. You know?
Okay.
I thought it was like that. He's this is my town. I hope you succeed.
He's a game show host.
Oh, well, I put that together, but if you and I are writers and we're sitting around and we have this guy whose TV personality name is, what is Jonathan Bonanza?
It's we would be not Jonathan Bonanza. It's just Jonathan.
That's what I thought it was. And as writers, you and I would be that's a genius name for this stupid town.
Okay, but isn't that 20 times worse to have an adult who is hey, I'm just going to watch from afar.
That's why I thought it was
weird. Okay. Well, this really puts the last 4 weeks in perspective.
I need to continue calling him Mr. Bonanza, though.
That's fine. I will know now who he is, but you are naming him Mr. Bonanza.
Thank God. I plan on doing a deep dive about this guy. I'm so glad I found out now.
I think you should IMDb him because I would be curious.
I plan on it.
Okay.
But can you imagine me Googling Michael Bonanza and nothing coming up?
Because it's for multiple reasons. Because his name is neither Michael nor Mr. Bonanza.
Just imagine.
I think you would eventually get to him because Bonanza City is a really niche thing.
Know this. Next week, I'll forget this guy's name and I'll forget that he's not Mr. Bonanza. I'll forget it all.
In 2 weeks, because we record these in batches of 2. So next week
That's
we'll
even
already
worse.
have been done.
I'll never know this man's name.
His name is Jonathan.
I'll never know it. I'll never care to know
it. All right. Anyways, let's dive in. Previously on Kid Nation, the town council, Mike, Anjay, Laurel, and Taylor.
Down with town council.
They tried to organize the town's first religious service, but the kids want to be asked, not told, which that should just be a lesson in life.
Was this on CBS?
Yes.
CBS sucks. Why are we putting kids in religious stuff like this?
This was 2007.
This was
we
a bad
were way
decision.
more overt. Taylor's leadership only made things worse, especially with Zach.
Deal with it.
He is really screaming down with town council.
Down with town council.
A dust storm threatened the town.
Oh, yeah.
And not only the town, but specifically their outhouses. But Zach stepped up to the plate, and he got those older kids to, like Greg, to use their size to tip them back over and be right side up.
I've never been so happy for like gender norms than watching that and being like, I'm a girl, I can't lift that outhouse.
Absolutely. This is the only time I will back Taylor up with not working.
Yeah, I'm not working.
But Morgan took home the gold star last week. But who will win the next one? And can the town council hold the town together? Can they hold on to their jobs?
No.
And then I haven't really paid attention, but I guess all the episodes have names. And this one is Viva la Revolucion. And I was like, yes, that is
Down with
needed.
town council.
Down with town council.
Down with town council. Okay.
Well, it is day 14, and Zach takes it upon himself to go and wake up the Yellow District girls because they shockingly are in the kitchen for their jobs. Yep. And these girlies are not willing to work. So he is screaming at them to get up because they need breakfast. And they're screaming right back at him
they're
to
the
get
cooks.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, these girls are terrible.
Also, I've been paying more attention to the board, and they each have jobs within their job. So why are we putting these girls in charge of our food?
It doesn't, I don't know. Maybe they are the best cooks when they actually do cook.
They're 10-year-old girls.
But it's either like they cook or they clean dishes, and either way we need that done.
I think people would be more willing to help with dishes than cooking in the kitchen.
Also, though, I bet you Taylor and her stupid friends are like, we're beauty pageants. We can't clean dishes. That's gross. So they get put on cooks and then they don't do it.
I want to know from a production standpoint who is assigning these jobs out, because if it's Taylor, she's doing it to herself.
It is. I think it's the
town council?
Town council.
Like puts up, or like they probably don't physically make the board.
I think town council divides the job.
Taylor, hey, if you want to hide in the shadows, pick a better job, girly.
Literally, Taylor and her friends are the people who would bully me in school.
I want to bully her so bad.
I know, but just know, if we're the same age, she's the one bullying me. She is that girl.
That makes sense. Well, Taylor's not the only one having trouble on the town council with his district. Andre tries to wake his group up, and no one is listening to him either. They just hate him less than Taylor.
They literally go, shut up, Andre.
Olivia hates that man.
Him.
Hates him
Olivia's
so much.
kind of a bitch, though, so I don't really trust her.
Not
but
kind of. She's really a bitch.
She's a bitch. I mean, I'm sure Anjay isn't, like, a great leader, because down with town council, but, like, Olivia just seems like she's a high-maintenance bitch, you know?
I was about to say, she, in present day, is probably yelling and asking for the manager right now.
I was just about to say she's a Karen.
Yes.
Yes, that's her. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the town council goes to read the book, and this week
at 5:30 a.m.
I just can't imagine being the producer who like goes into their room and is like, "Hey, Anjay,
why does Taylor even want to be on this? She
I don't know.
Wants to wake up.
I think she just wants power.
She's a bitch too. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I know they're all like under the age of 12, but whatever. I'm judging. I was this age at this time. period. So I feel like that brings us as
I can judge them.
Because if Taylor now
absolutely.
listens, she'll be my age and I will go square head to head with her. I don't care.
And I would happily say when you were 10 years old, you were a raging bitch.
Yeah, you were a terrible person.
Yeah, I just hope
anyway.
I hope she's grown.
Sorry for questioning the character of this 10-year-old.
Anyways, they're reading the book and the original town leaders talk about, how some people stay in power and like their original settlers stayed in power, like the people who had the power stayed, and it was just not great. And even when like times change, they still had the same old leaders, but there should be a different direction. We need a vote here. And
we are a democracy, not a dictatorship.
You know what? It's time. It's time for a new direction. And Andre is stressed. He knows that Olivia and Mallory hate him. And so he's screwed in the vote. Laurel is like, hey.
Wait, pause. We really see Andre spiral. This dude, we thought he was cool, calm, collect. No, the minute he might lose power,
he's not as bad as Mike, though. But Andre is like stressed because he already knows that he's not like the popular kid or the person who gets people's attention. So how does he get people's attention when he already doesn't have it to stay in power?
Isn't it crazy that Andre wrote something for Olivia's book that I talked about last episode?
Yes.
I wouldn't. After this, I wouldn't. If I was Andre, nah.
That's the thing. Maybe I'm very curious about that friendship story because these two hate each other.
Sorry, go on. These are my intrusive thoughts.
You're good. Laurel is like, hey, I'm going to prove that I am a great leader and like whatever happens. That's the right attitude. And Mike is going to fight to stay in power, which does not shock me.
I immediately was like, I hope not only boys win. Because at this point in time and still today, a lot of people think only men should be in power like this.
That's true. But
specifically in politics.
We have talked about how Laurel's the only is the best leader of these four. So I was pretty confident in Laurel.
I was still like, I just hope like not like if Michael stood up, we'd all kind of go like, oh no, Michael's like a good kid.
Laurel's the best, but she comes from a group of great people.
What? She comes
Green
her
District has a lot of good people. So if somebody did challenge her, it's not like she's going to really fight them for it.
Yeah. She also comes from a terrible town council, so she looks way better than she might be.
Very true. So
I'm just saying, I was really rooting for some girls up there.
Well, this town council does not have things in order because a food fight starts in the dining hall. And
Andre gets his shit wrecked.
He tries so hard to be the leader that Laurel actually is and like screams at people. He gets the attention this time, but nobody listens to him. They immediately start throwing food at him. He throws it back and Olivia yells at him. I was like, all right.
Real nice, Andre. And he's like, they did it to me first. When I tell you he spirals into the 12-year-old he really is.
She's like real mature Andre.
Yeah, real mature. That's what she said.
He's like,
He's covered in potatoes too, and he's like, they did it to me first.
He deserves to throw it back. Leave him alone. He's a 12-year-old boy.
Oh, that was so fun. They did it to me first.
He's like,
real mature.
I can't win.
He's like, leave me alone, Olivia. Like he's a full.
Olivia.
He kept doing the thing where he's like, oh. He's so funny.
Well, they finally get everybody's attention, and the town council shares the news about the election, and literally the entire place erupts in cheers. Like, people have never been happier.
Down with town council. I was right there with them. I was hooping and hollering right here at my desk. Hell yeah. Fuck you guys.
Fuck town council. But we do talk about the logistics. You can only vote for your district.
Yeah, that sucks, but I get it.
Yes and no. Like,
I get it.
That way, it's a fair shot.
I get it.
And then Sophia asks how many people are confident on the town council that they will win the re-election. And I was like, geez, Sophia with the hard-hitting questions here.
Good for Sophia. She should run.
She really should.
Yeah, she's got some.
And Zach immediately starts working on a speech. He has been ready to go for days and days to challenge Taylor.
The kid behind him listening to the speech. and correcting him as Zach like presents to nothing.
Yes.
I know that's what you're supposed to do when you practice a speech, and Zach's like doing it all. But oh my God, how much he cares about this was so cute.
I know. And that other friend is not on yellow. I don't know what the other friend's name is.
Green. He's on
But
green.
yeah, and I like that like other districts are, even though they can't vote for like to get Taylor out, they are still so passionate about Taylor not being in a leadership
We're all
position.
campaigning against Taylor.
It's us against her, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Laurel is a true leader, and she gathers her green district, and she asks if somebody's going to run against her. They want it to be a group discussion, and they all agree that Laurel is actually doing a really good job, so nobody wants to go against her.
It's because she's Boston strong.
She has all the qualities.
Laurel's Boston strong. She could lead this group to not to victory because they'll never win, but she can lead this group to like. They're not fighting internally.
Yes.
Which is a step up from every other group.
They're a very good, strong district amongst themselves, and their jobs get done, and they're relatively happy.
Yeah.
Like, there's worse things. You could be literally any other
Honestly,
district.
That's kind of Boston strong if you want to look at the sports. Sometimes that's Boston strong.
They're always there for each other, but they never win the championships.
I mean, they do sometimes because
that's true. Well, we'll give Green some grace because you don't know, they could end up on top.
They could win in the end. So Boston strong.
We're still rooting for you. Well, Olivia walks straight up to Anjay and says that she will be running against him, and he is like, "Leave me alone."
This is my favorite rivalry of all time.
Leave me alone.
Shut up, Olivia. Could you just leave me alone right now? Can you just go right now?
She is just so sassy in her face and her. I'm running against you.
In bitchy Olivia's defense, though, if I knew I was angering someone this much just by existing, I too would be like, I'm coming for you.
It's so easy. She just has to literally say anything in his direction, and he melts.
Hey,
down.
Anjay! Olivia, go away!
It's so bad. Like, be chill.
So funny.
Be chill, Anjay. Be chill.
This man this child spirals. So funny.
Well, it's time for speeches. The town council gets up and they give a speech first, and then anybody running against them will be giving a speech as well. So Mike goes first, and he's like, you got to have people who can take charge and make the right decision for the town. And those are the people that should be elected, not anybody else. Does anybody want to oppose me?
Ooh.
Good question. Galen raises his hand. He was homeschooled and he's never had a leadership opportunity, and he wants to do this.
Do you know if it's Gayland or Guyland?
I think it's Gayland.
I thought it was Guyland.
Man, I don't know.
Not that it mattered, because I thought that was so. I remember hearing it and then hearing Mike say it and then hearing someone else say it and being like, am I fucking this up? Because I would think Gayland, but he keeps saying Guyland.
Mike does?
Yeah, Mike's like, who's Guyland?
And I was like, whatever Mike says is probably wrong.
Okay, I'm going to go with Mike, though. So Gayland and Guyland are the same man. Because we don't know who he is, we're going to go with both.
He's too quiet, to be honest.
He's not. No one's going to care.
But he does think that he would be a voice of the people. And this is a democracy, not a dictatorship. And I was like, that is true.
I quoted him earlier this episode. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Like, okay, I'm up for. Everybody should be challenged, in my opinion. Let the people vote.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, Anjay's next, and he knows he's made some mistakes, but he's going to be better in the future. At first, he says he's going to try to be better, and then he's like, screw the try. I will be better.
You know what? I'm actually going to do it.
And
Olivia's like, you wish.
Seriously, Olivia's immediately ready to oppose him, and she says, well, this isn't a popularity contest. You should just vote for who you think is the best leader, and I will actually work hard. Got him.
Honestly, Mike and Anjay had terrible speeches for people who want to keep their position of power.
Right?
Also, what if I just was on town council and I wanted to be done with it? Like, maybe I'm not having fun anymore. Can I concede?
I bet you can, but like the town council is a little power hungry. Let's be honest.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm not having fun as town council. All I do is wake up at 5:30 a.m.,
Right.
read a stupid book, and then get yelled at. And then have to deal with Greg? No thanks. I'm done.
But these are the kids who are already leadership type kids. Like, they love this shit.
That's true. They're the ones with resumes.
They picked those people, like, purposely because I think they knew they would want to stay in power the minute they had it.
That's true. And listen up. I was a nerd. I joined every club I possibly could, but I was more a vice president type bitch. You know, like I didn't want to be the one in charge. I wanted to be the one supporting the one in charge.
Mm-hmm. I want to be the best friend of the town council member, so I get the job that I want. I have sway, but yeah, I'm not responsible for all of this.
I'm vice town council, so down with town council, go for it. But I'm just here.
I feel like Greg, like DK, Zach currently, they're kind of like those vice roles where they're like
vice town council.
Yeah, they have a lot of sway
Sophia,
and power.
Michael,
Yeah.
There's a lot of vice town councils happening. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Well, Taylor is now up for her speech. She says she knows that she's been lazy, but she will work harder, and she deserves another chance. And
I feel like we've heard this speech before.
My brain was like,
tapes.
This is like your fourth chance. What do you mean you want another chance?
Roll the replay. How many times has she said this already? At least once every team meeting.
Well, Zach is ready to challenge her, and he says that he's really tired of hearing, deal with it. It's not about saying you'll do better. It's about actually doing better.
Yeah.
And literally everybody applauds this. Like,
yeah, everyone's like, I'm tired of hearing, when he goes, I'm tired of hearing deal with it. Everyone goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, that gotta suck.
My God.
That's how I felt.
And classic Taylor. I mean, it was a good speech, but it's not the best I've ever heard.
That was the best out of the group.
Taylor, you did not prepare 1 ounce.
The group was terrible.
Zach literally prepped that other guy.
Yeah, Zach for president at this point. Down with town council.
Down with town council. Down with the U.S. government. Put Zach in charge.
Down with all governments. Just let us Lord of the Flies this without town council. Let's figure it out.
Let's just start a bunch of kid nations.
No laws. Yeah, nothing.
This sounds like a great plan. I really think this will work.
Let's do adult nation and see what happens.
Oh my God. Well, the speeches are over and we're kind of like coming down off of them. Mike is like, I just really don't think he's talking to Guyland.
Who the fuck is Guyland? Yeah.
He's like,
who's that?
I don't think he understands what it's like to be a leader.
He literally sits Guyland down and goes, I just feel like you're so good at being a follower. And I went,
how rude. I was like,
that
Mike,
was tough. That was tough.
You have been this leader for like 14 days. Chill out. Come on. You're like maybe 2 years older than him.
Let's say it though. He owned Guyland right there. That was
he did.
Woof.
I think Guyland had to be like shocked that he was saying this. Like, what do you say back? Because they also talk about how like you can't be easily damaged if you're going to be a leader. I was like, Mike's
easily damaged.
Yes.
So, I don't know what he's talking about, but all right. He's frail, that kid. All right.
This is just a side note because this will come up later that Sophia Morgan and some other girl brushed their teeth with their fingers and some baking soda. Yeah, and they mentioned that they really want toothbrushes, and I immediately know what the showdown prize will be.
Well, that's disgusting.
This is a rough life. I feel like we are not getting everything that I want about how miserable it is to live in this town.
Agreed. I want to see the misery more.
Yeah, give me a little more Survivor, less Big Brother.
These episodes are an hour. You would think that there'd be some misery here.
Like they only show it to us when it goes into the journal.
Yeah, I want to see every day what they're having at what time for breakfast. And dinner. I want to see it.
And you could honestly, that stuff could be like 6 of the videos locked up and just show me the chaos of living here.
I want to see the kids cooking the food with their unwashed hands.
Yeah, correct. I want to see the black dishwater. And I want them constantly complaining about it.
And I know there has to be showers somewhere that we're not saying, but I want to see if it's like cold water. Is it a shack somewhere? Do they need shower shoes?
Yeah.
What? I just need to know the conditions. But is there heat or is there no heat? And give me a
No
temperature.
heat. There's no way. Yes. Give
Tell
me a
what
temperature.
is.
You can leave off the showers because we don't need to sexualize these children.
No. But
I need them
want them
talking
to be like,
about
we're
it.
out of hot water again. And
there's no way
only
there's hot
Greg
water.
took a shower or something like that. And it's like, ugh.
I need the after discussions.
Yeah, I want like to see how gross the showers are. Who has to clean those? Because we talk about who cleans the outhouses, but I need to know where they are showering. I need to know the
There's
conditions.
no way they're not showering, right? It's been 14 days.
Do they have deodorant? Greg and Blaine have to be ranked.
There's absolutely no way they have deodorant if they're using baking powder.
Then I have to know how often they shower. It's a weird question for kids, but I have to know.
I agree.
Are you able to shower?
I thought, because this isn't too much spoiler like we're in this episode, I thought when they revealed that showdown prize that it was going to be like all types of hygiene stuff. It was just, I was like, okay, what?
I don't know. But as we're on the topic, I thought of this. I just feel like a really good episode 2 would be if they opened like a barber shop and they had a kid cutting other kids' hair. Listen, if we're doing religious wars on this show, I feel like nothing's off the table.
That's so true.
Just idea. Anyway, go on. I don't know what's coming, but go on.
A barbershop. Okay. Well, it's the showdown time. Show up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. You're right. Go to showdown. And then I have a fun quote for us at some point.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay. There are a bunch of piñatas hanging in the air. And,
Sorry.
We're following political themes. And everything's in red, white, and blue this episode.
Because we're in America. This was legal in this country.
Correct. And Jonathan tells us, the essence of the game, that one person from each district will run out, break a piñata, and it may or may not have a card in there of a U.S. president. There's like a bajillion of them. And if you do have a card, collect it, bring it back, and you need to have 7 in the correct order of when they were president, chronological order, and whoever buzzes that in first wins.
Yep. Great.
So Mike is very confident about his presidents, and I immediately was like, yeah, no, that tracks.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, Mike and Anjay know the presidents without a goddamn doubt in my mind. Taylor couldn't tell you 2 presidents out of all of them.
That's not true. She could tell you both George Bushes.
Oh, okay.
She's a big George Bush girl.
Great.
She has mentioned
couldn't tell you the first president.
Times.
She couldn't tell you the first president of the United States. I'm
Absolutely
sure of that.
Not.
Laurel is probably where I am with presidents, which is not far, but we're going to look at the pictures and process of elimination it out.
That you're going to use your team to help debate who goes where.
I'm also just going to look. I know Abraham Lincoln is 16, and I know the first 4, and from there we could figure out Andrew Jackson somewhere in between there, and then like look at the pictures. Some are in color and some are black and white. Let's look.
A little process of elimination.
Names. Yep. Yeah. Old-timey names. A Theodore, that's got to be before George Bush, let's figure that out. Yeah.
You could have listed the last, or like the current president in the 2 prior.
Yeah, and these aren't, some of them are really crazy, obscure
Some of
presidents.
them are very niche middle ones where they're not the first 10, let's say, and they're not the most recent 6.
I would beg my team. I'd be like, only grab it if I'll know it.
No, because you just
Laurel
need to get as many
team.
as you can.
Yeah, we have a whole team of people, and it seems like you could guess as many times as you want. So
that's the thing. It wasn't like a one and done. So
I'm just gonna be ready to sprint.
They have 30 minutes to all finish it to get the reward. And I still don't think timing is actually ever real with these rewards because they always come down to the last minute. So
yeah.
It's a bunch of just running back and forth, I'm going to say. There's not much to really keep track of. But some of the presidents that they get, just to give people how confusing that this would be, is we get Teddy Roosevelt, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Abe Lincoln.
See, okay, so Abe Lincoln
would be
then Roosevelt, then
yes.
Who was after that? Bill Clinton and then Bush. Right there, I got 4.
Correct. And that's the correct order. And then we have James Madison.
He's beginning. He's the 4th. Yeah.
JFK.
See, he has to be before Bill Clinton and after Teddy Roosevelt. So put him in there.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel
They
like that's
had
all the ones
one-
I really.
they had one-
They had Taft
I
at one
don't
point.
know who that is.
Immediately when you said obscure names, I knew that had to be that one.
I heard Taft goes, and I went, who? Couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Well,
and I didn't look it up.
In performance, Green crushes this. They're doing so well, and I was like, you know what? They have the bigger kids on their sides to actually get to these piñatas. Because at one point, I saw Mallory on the blue team trying to hit the piñata, and
Alex
I was like,
too.
"Ooh,
Rough.
this is rough for you guys."
Yeah, you gotta beat the shit out of these piñatas.
Yes, but then they also Green is like has a smart enough kids where I think Blue, like you have Anjay, but like Greg and Blaine are not helping you with the order of these.
No,
presidents.
they're just smashing.
Yeah,
They're muscle.
Green is doing the best. At one point, they have like 6 cards. Yellow has 3, but then Yellow gets 2 very quickly.
Yeah.
Red and Blue are really struggling to get the physical cards.
Because they have a mix of the big kids who are useless and the little
ones.
kids who can't
Yeah.
reach.
So it comes down to Yellow is running their 7th card back. Green has all 7 cards, and Laurel's just running them in order. And Taylor and Laurel run to hit the bell.
Wait, Taylor's trying to put hers, because I'm a quote. Taylor's trying to put hers together.
Yep.
And Zach is yelling at her because he knows the president. And one of Taylor's stupid friends goes, just because Zach knows his president doesn't mean he's a good leader. George Bush isn't smart, and he won the presidential election.
I know one of
And
her
I
minions
went-
said that, and I was like, oh, well, okay. There's a lot to unpack there.
I said, girly, you were raised in a liberal household. I already know.
I was like,
already know.
Okay. Ma'am, you heard somebody say that, and you locked that quote into memory.
Your parents voted the other way. I know. Which is so funny. She's saying here, like, George Bush is so dumb. I was like, listen.
But
Go
also,
off.
like, Zach is smart, and he's a good leader.
Just because you know your presidents doesn't mean you'd be a good leader. George Bush won the presidential election, and he's a fucking moron.
Well, as Laurel and Taylor run to the bell, Laurel gets there first, and
she pushes Taylor. Get it.
And rightfully so. Green deserves this. They have been ready.
When I tell you, I was rooting for him.
Me
I was sitting here going, come on.
And she got there first, which is incredible. But Mr. Bonanza City, as Alicia calls him, Jonathan, is running through their orders and checking them. And
slowly. So this man is like, time is going. And he goes, George Bush, last. JFK, third. And I was like, oh, I would kill him. Murder.
I agree. I was like, come on. But Green's order is wrong. He checks Yellow's order, and they are right.
It's because Green had Taft.
Correct. And somebody made Laurel switch them at the very end. And so
switch
they got
Taft
it wrong.
and the other guy.
Yeah. I was like, that's so heartbreaking. I thought they had it.
Me too. And then, even worse, when they switch it, Mr. Bonanza comes over again and has to list all of them one by one.
That's
James
how you know.
Madison first.
Okay, let's be honest. He's doing that so just in case they have all of that footage if they need it. But clearly this episode is so boring because they need to use all this stupid information.
This was so dumb. You could have shown me the conditions. You could have shown me anything
Here
else.
is the 30 seconds I could have gotten the conditions.
Show me the conditions.
Well, Yellow is upper class. Green will be the merchants this week.
We're better, though. We're
very true.
Boston Strong, we're making progress.
We are raising in the ranks, so that is true. And we have 5 minutes left in the overall competition. Red and Blue have finally picked it up. Red has 6 cards, Blue has 5. And then Mike gets all of the 7 card he needs. He mixes up the orders, and they clock in. They are the cooks.
Yep.
There's 1 minute left to go in this entire competition, and Blue needs one more. So Greg runs out there, smashes it up,
pounds the piñata,
and Anjay adjusts that order, and they are correct as well. So they are the lowest class, and everybody wins the reward.
Did you notice how the producers, for some reason, wouldn't Like, I think it was Laurel got George Bush and she put him on the end and then she had to move him to the second place. And then each time
Yeah.
she'd get a new card, she would just
It
have to
always had to
move
go
it.
left to right rather than being like, we know George Bush is the current
Dude,
sitting president.
yeah, if I have George W. Bush and George, the other H.W. Bush or whatever his name was,
Yeah.
why can't I put them at the end?
I don't know. Or like when they got Bill Clinton and George W. Bush. It's like, I know that is like number 7 and number 6.
Yeah, but you're going to make me move all the cards every time. That seemed dumb. Anyway, go on.
Well, we find out what that reward options are, and it is a barbecue party, which looked delicious, and I can't imagine the smell.
I said barbecue party. Pick it.
Or the toothbrushes, toothpaste, and floss that we alluded to earlier.
No kid cares that much about their teeth. Give me the barbecue party.
I sat here thinking, because we're adults, and I was like, okay, town council always does think through the logical decision of
Down
this.
with town council.
But like, would 40 days really destroy your teeth that much?
That, and also you have, what are they washing it out with? Water?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. You're a kid. It's okay. Your parents are gonna pay for braces anyway.
Because they have baking soda, like, that's fine. Like, I feel like that's enough to last you 40 days.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. As an adult, it would kill me because I hate if I like miss one day of brushing my teeth and I feel like my teeth are disintegrating.
Yeah.
But also, my teeth are done. I can't get braces anymore. I have to pay for my own veneers when something falls out. Like, these kids still got parents. I'd be like,
yeah, you're not paying for this.
Also, could we maybe win a toothbrush once in a while later down the road?
Probably not.
I'm not too concerned.
I know. This is the one time
I'm hungry.
Actually, no, this is the similar situation, but just a step up from the microwave pizza incident.
That was stupid. That there was no question in my mind you picked the pizza. This, I could see both sides. My question now is on Survivor, do they have toothbrushes?
I think they do have toothbrushes because they have like a whole medical setup. Actually, no, they don't, because you always see people picking at it with there's a specific like plant out there they always use on their teeth.
I was gonna say, I think I read a few things where people were like, breath is rank out there. Like, we don't know how
That's
people
a little
are kissing.
different though, because they have like plants they can use to clean off.
Yeah,
there are no plants here in Bonanza
Wouldn't they
City.
be out there a little longer and they're adults?
No.
I don't know.
It used to be 39 days, so basically the same time. Now it's like 30 or like 26.
Listen, this is one where either way, I'm team either way. There's no wrong answer here.
But once you smell that barbecue, how do you say no to it?
Dude, I'm hungry. We've been eating potatoes, and most of those potatoes end up in a food fight anyway. So
Very
I'm
true.
hungry.
Well, as you can imagine, the town council chooses logic, and they go with the dental hygiene, and everybody loses it.
Yeah, Jesus. We don't, for once, help us out here.
Do something good. This isn't like games and TV. This is food. Like, that's still a logical answer.
Also, what were the other? It was like outhouses. Yes, we need those. And like whatever the other one they picked, fine. The microwave versus the pizza was the dumbest one. There was only one. But you fucked that up and didn't give us pizza. So now make it better.
So don't do it again.
Give me the meat. Give me the meat.
Well,
I'm done.
I mean, Jared is still wanting that barbecue, and I want that barbecue.
I'm
hungry for it.
The more I watch this show, the more Jared is my spirit animal.
He has the best one-liners.
He is me, and I am Jared. And that is it.
Well, after the showdown,
there's also there's also a girl in an arm sling.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It was a team where, if we're looking at all 4 teams, the team on the far right, I don't know. I think it was blue or red, one of those. Someone had an arm sling.
Well, I think it went. Taylor's was on the far left. I think blue was.
I thought
yellow.
Taylor and Laurel were in the middle.
Oh, were they?
Doesn't matter. But just to know, there's a kid in an arm sling somewhere in Bonanza City.
What was the showdown last week? Didn't they have to like wrangle the sheep?
That was one.
That was in the last 2 weeks
anything.
for sure.
It could be anything.
These conditions.
We don't know. So I just want everyone to know there's a girl in an arm sling.
We
and
do have an injury.
I am hawked in for her and I can't find her again.
Do you think she had to buy that sling at the merchant, the little store?
Production was like, it's 5 cents actually. No, I think they're so scared of getting sued.
Well, clearly not enough because they literally put this into full production.
2007, we are worried about injuries.
Not
safety.
Yeah.
Mentally, we didn't care.
Oh, absolutely not.
Physically.
After the showdown, Zach goes and talks to Taylor, and he just mentions, like, hey, you have now until the election to, like, show that you are going to change things.
Good luck.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of advice, is like, hey, this is your time to prove yourself. I think he's just literally hoping Taylor will do anything.
No.
She's
like, I fucking hate you, Zach.
And she's like, you can't win because I have all of the girl votes. And
which is, Zach does say he needs 5 votes, but there are 5 girls voting for Taylor.
Like, damn.
So he's out here trying to get the swing vote from that one girl with the braids.
Yes.
But he does it so he's like, listen, I know you want to vote for Taylor, but I also just want you to think about, like, who could be the best leader. But I'm not going to make you vote for me, but, like, please vote for me. Goodbye.
The way he says it, yeah, he's like, hey, I totally understand if you do vote for Taylor because you're friends with her, but, like, I do think, yeah, I'll be a better leader.
She's like, okay, thanks, Zach.
Have a nice day, Zach.
I was like, have a crush on him. We all do have a crush on him.
She might. She really might.
There's no way there are not more crushes in this show. There's no way. Anyway, go on.
Okay, that's what you need. Conditions and crushes.
Yeah, I want the crush cam where girls, like, go in and they're like, Zach's really cute. I have a crush on him. You know, like, gossip.
Yeah, where is more of that in their interviews?
You're going to tell me Taylor and friends don't look at the cute boys?
They have to.
They all have crushes on Greg. I want that on camera for them being
absolutely.
Like, Greg said hi to me today. Like, that's what I want. And I want Greg to be like, I know these kids have so many crushes on me, but I'm a teenager.
That's the thing. It's that weird, like, I'm way older than you, so it's just like, oh,
I'm your big
so
brother.
Cute.
Yeah, but they have big ass crushes on him, and it's obvious. I want that.
Oh yeah,
I want it. Anyway, go
on. Mike, on the other hand, is doing campaigning differently. He wants to go hang out with another team because he's so tired of just trying to convince people to vote for him.
Yeah,
but he made the wrong choice by going to the green team because Sophia is like, well, do you think that what you've done is good enough?
Yeah, Sophia's not. She's town journalist.
Are you a good leader? And he's like, are you being for real, or is this a test, or is this real?
You know
what do you want me to say?
I know this comes out next year, but currently it's election season. We should have had a debate. Sophia's the moderator.
Well, this didn't come out when it was an election year.
Yeah, but we watching this, I'm thinking debate.
Correct.
I'm like, that we should have had a full debate, and Sophia's the moderator, and she's fact-checking everyone left and right.
Oh, God. Well, we didn't have to fact-check people back then.
Taylor's like, I do try hard. And Sophia's like, fact-check, you were in bed till 12 today.
Taylor doesn't lie. She says she knows she's lazy.
True. Mike's like, I really tried to be a good leader. And Sophia's like, fact
You're
check,
not.
you surveyed the red team and they all hate you. Next.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's awesome.
Guyland's the opposite, actually. He's okay if he doesn't win because he's just happy that he got his points across, that, like,
he wants to try.
Things can be different. And I'm like, you're
he's
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
Olivia's the opposite. She is on the campaign trail like no other.
Can I talk to you? Greg, can we talk right now?
Oh my God. And Anjay is still anxious. He's sitting in the kitchen and somebody brings it up. And he's like, can you not talk to me about Olivia when I have this in my hand? And it's a knife. I'm like, sir, it's not that serious.
Be chill.
Oh my God. You're going to dissuade voters just because you're a psychopath.
Yeah, be chill, Anjay. Jesus.
We don't be ringing the knife all around.
We don't talk about Olivia while I have weapons in my hand. Shut up. Sounds like a threat. Calm down.
Okay,
Chill
Mike
out.
and Anjay during this election period, I'm like, okay, I hate both of you.
The anxiety is, and listen, I get it. If you're a total go-getter and this is what you live for, and you're going to be outdone by a homeschooled kid and fucking Olivia,
And a bitchy
you're
girl.
stressed.
Yeah.
You're stressed out. But
well, that's what happens. We have a new piece in the campaign trail, and we add posters to the mix.
yes, down with town council. Make your posters.
Yeah, so every kind of group makes some posters, and everybody puts them up.
Taylor's rhyming. I
what
promise
did her
I'll
say?
do great. I don't know what it was, but it was like, vote for Taylor now. I swear I'm not a cow. It was like that. It was like, I will do so great. Don't vote for Zach. He sucks. Like, it was that. And you were just like, oh.
They're classic girls, like putting together a poster. They're like, we're gonna make them so cute.
Yeah, roses are red, violets are blue.
Vote
I
for
can
me.
rock town council. Not like Zach, you smell like poo. That was it.
She also puts her classic slogan on it with a nice deal with
it.
Which all I'm gonna say is if people keep her in, she has every right to say deal with it from now on.
Yeah, she should also monetize that.
Oh.
She should put on a shirt.
This is where, social media, it's so upset that these kids did not get to become instantaneously famous.
Yeah, but also, as a 10-year-old, Taylor would have been ripped to shreds on the internet.
Absolutely.
She probably still is, yeah.
That is true.
Blessing and a curse.
Oh
anyway.
my God. Well, other teams hate Taylor, and they definitely want to try and, influence this election because they cannot stand Taylor being on the town council, especially Marcel.
Yeah, Marcel's out here starting wars between teeny boppers, whatever you want to call them.
Correct. He immediately tears down Taylor's poster, and Anjay gets involved saying, like, this isn't how Bonanza should be.
I love Taylor looking at her stupid blonde friend and being like,
Layla.
What's her name, Layla?
Yeah.
He just ripped down your poster.
I love how Taylor is able to make it a thing against Layla and not her, so her minions are more likely to stay involved.
Yeah. Well, she's also like, I'm not going to fight. It's an election year. You have to fight.
That's
true. She's like, he just ripped down your poster. Layla storms out. And I was like, dude, Layla, chillax. Because she's very blonde, so she turns red yelling at Marcel. Or Markel, what's his name?
Is it Markel?
I thought it was Markel.
It is Markel, you're right.
Doesn't matter.
He's pogo sticking on top of the poster.
That was awesome. Everyone's
That's so
up and
mean.
Why would you do this? Because I hate Taylor. Well, she's crying. Layla she's popping blood vessels.
I know.
Oh my God. Don't do this. I was like a demon. Someone exorcise this girl. Immediately. The power of Christ compels you, Layla. Calm down.
I was like, oh my God, it's not that serious. But also when you're like 10, you don't know how to manage your emotions, I bet, as well.
She is sobbing. It's like he just killed her dog.
It went from 0 to 100. And when she was like upset at the beginning, I was like, all right.
Too.
You have a right. Yes. I was like, you have a right to be upset. But then this really took a turn.
Oh my God.
It's just a poster.
You would have thought he killed her dog in cold blood right in front of her. The blood vessels popping in this girl's face was insane.
Yes. I really thought she was going to like push him and like get kicked off this show for like pushing another kid. Because once it starts, I feel like it's really, it would be hard for production to like quell the fighting.
There's a demon within Layla. Yeah. Oh, she's yelling at the manager today too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, she's scary. She's throwing shit at the Starbucks workers that get her white mocha chocolate coffee offie, whatever.
She is getting escorted off planes.
Oh my God, she's getting escorted off planes. That's Layla. That's a good one, yeah.
But she like has her meltdown and she goes back to her bunk and Greg goes to the yellow girls who are all sobbing.
Big brother Greg.
And he comes in and he makes sure everybody's okay. And I was like, okay, see, this is where Greg does know, like, hey, I'm the oldest. I do need to be a big brother to all these people.
Yo, I'm sorry. Kids. I am so sorry we keep going on tangents, but I know who Greg reminds me of.
Who?
There was this kid growing up that was in my grade school class, and he was from kind of like the quote wrong side of the tracks. He had a lot of older siblings, and his mom just kind of like I think he was an accident because she like didn't care about him.
Yeah.
He roamed the neighborhood free, right? He was a
Really?
bad kid. He was like not scared of anything. He was picking fights. But let me tell you, he was the nicest kid in the world to like if you weren't fighting with him.
Yeah.
And one day it was so sad. We like went to the White Hen. I'm really dating myself if you know what a White Hen is, but it's like the convenience store. And we were getting ready to go camping when I was like 6.
Mhm.
And this kid was there. And my mom, he was like, where are you guys going? And my mom told him, because she was involved. My mom knew this kid. And he was like, I wish I could go camping. I've never left this town.
Oh
And my mom, it broke my mom's heart. And she's like, you better always be nice to him because I think he just doesn't have a lot of opportunities or like love in the house. But he showed up. He threw a chair at a teacher. So I don't want to say he like wasn't demoned.
Well, he like learned bad behaviors because he was treated so poorly.
He was that kid that needed attention and didn't get any. But when I tell you, if I was ever, there was one day I'll never forget. I was 5, so don't come at me. But we had a kindergarten bathroom, and like an older kid had walked in on me in the kindergarten bathroom. There was a stall, so it wasn't like weird.
Yeah,
but it was an older kid like trying to get in or whatever. And I got so scared, and I went back and told the teacher. And Ricky was like, I'll escort you to the bathroom from now on. So anytime I had to go, he stood outside of it to make sure no one came in.
That's so sweet.
He's like, I'll take care of any bad guys. And that's what Greg reminds me of, where he's like this shit of a kid that no adult loves, but he wants better for himself, but he doesn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like purpose.
It's like when fighting happens, he'll fight back, but like he is a lover at the same time.
You can't attack him because he's been attacked his whole life.
Yeah.
He's fighting to survive. So these little kids give him purpose. He's like, someone needs me for once. I love. Okay, sorry.
Well,
anyway.
Layla
shuts the fuck up because Greg tells her to, and we move on.
Yeah, they end up being fine. The current town council needs to discuss the gold star. Taylor really thinks Greg should get it, but Mike still hates Greg with all his guts.
I'm pro Greg getting it at this point in time.
I really think Greg deserves it. He has not had a bad moment in a few episodes.
Since he vandalized the city and then tried to fight Mike.
Okay, he has definitely had like one more bad incident.
I think now that I know who Greg reminds me of, I do have a real soft spot for Greg.
Yeah.
I do. I really do.
Well, Laurel nominates Zach. He had such a great a great speech, and he's really hardworking. She thinks he deserves it.
Taylor's not going to let over her dead body.
I know. Well, I feel like the way Mike feels about Greg is kind of how like Zach feels, or Taylor feels about Zach.
I love when Laura was talking about how great Zach's speech was. Taylor was like, yeah, it was fine.
It was like okay.
It was fine.
She literally can't give him one compliment. She hates him with all of her guts.
I get it.
Well, it's time for the town hall, and Mr. Bonanza City is back.
Go on.
We immediately talk Gold Star and elections. We're going to do the Gold Star first. Yep. And Greg wins.
Dude, his little speech, I felt for him.
I know. He says, this Gold Star means, other people may not know this, but this means he can go to college. He has no money saved.
Melted.
And like, this is everything for him. People don't know what this is going to do for his life.
Melt my whole heart, Greg. Why don't you? Yeah, this kid hasn't had college as an opportunity before because he's 15 and he's already been a butcher, a plumber.
Oh my God.
And I feel like there's another like weird job somewhere in there. Yeah, a bricklayer probably. He's worked construction.
He's done it all.
He's had every blue-collar job you can imagine.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's 15 and he's done more work than anyone I've ever met is amazing. He didn't just have chores. He's earning a paycheck illegally because child labor laws. But he's got to support. He's got to support the family.
But hey, this could bring him a new future, so we'll see.
To college.
Well, before he gets that phone call to home, we have to vote.
Yeah, we gotta vote. Hold up, Greg. We gotta vote.
Hold on, Greg. The election is happening.
Shut the fuck up about your gold star, Greg. Only Blaine cares.
Just a reminder, for red, it is Mike versus Guylan. For blue, it's Anjay versus Olivia. For yellow, it's Zach versus Taylor.
Whoop,
And on
whoop.
green, Laurel versus Laurel? Oh my God.
Unopposed.
Let's
An
make it
unopposed
official.
queen.
Welcome back, girly.
Yeah, green.
Okay, they hand out these pieces of papers and they all like write names down, whatever. Similar to how slow Jonathan took it, Mr. Bonanza City took it when he was listing out the presidential order. He lists every single vote out during
It was
this.
like Survivor, because
I was like, why?
He organized all those votes to go like
Correct.
Taylor, Zach, Taylor, Zach. I was like, oh my
Just
God.
say it.
We all know you put that together to make it look crazy. Like, it was crazy.
I was so mad. So we're not doing that.
No.
For the blue team, Anjay wins. It was a tight race, but Anjay does win by a few votes. Was it by one? I think it was like 2. And Olivia's face falls. She's definitely kind of embarrassed and rightfully deserved. You came out hot, girly.
How'd she lose to that loser Anjay? You know, she's pissed.
He's the worst leader ever. But Anjay is a gracious winner. He stands up and gives credit to Olivia for her speech.
Now, after he was like, don't talk about Olivia with a knife in my hand.
now that he is secure back in his position, he's like, I'm going to listen to you in the future. And she goes, I don't believe you.
He can put she's not happy, but he can put this on his extracurricular activities. So no worries.
Oh, he was re-upped the vote in town council for Kid Nation.
I was reelected in town council.
Well, for the red team, we get 1 vote for Mike.
This was hard.
And the rest for Guylan. It is a landslide.
Not even Jared voted for Mike.
I know, because I realized, Mike voted too. Mike was the only one who voted for himself.
Yeah, he took it hard. Rightfully so. That's embarrassing. It's hard.
He is so embarrassed. His face is in his hands, and he's tears up, and he just doesn't understand if he was doing anything wrong.
I feel like red team took this vote similar to me, where I'm just down with town council always. You're not doing anything wrong. I just love to cause chaos and make change.
Okay, I don't think they were doing that necessarily, but I think if it was like Mike versus anybody and anybody was not worse than Mike, they were just more interested in change.
And the other thing is, we're a bunch of kids. We're only here for 40 days.
Yeah.
You could convince me just to give everyone a chance. Sharing is caring. I'd be like, yeah. Let's switch it up, you know?
Like, we all know Olivia does not need to be in power. She's
Mark my
bitchy,
words.
and we don't need another Taylor.
Mark my words. Red team, because that's who these people are. Every time we get a new election circuit, they'll have a new person. New in. Yes. That's just the vote. It wasn't anything against Mike. It was just like Guylan's new and fresh. It's
True.
like, every 4 years we vote for a president.
Okay.
Sometimes we bring someone new in. Sometimes we don't. But we got to switch it up.
Mike thinking he's doing nothing wrong. Sir, you're not the best and the brightest and the most incredible. He acts like he's the only one who can be the leader in this town.
Dude, listen. Guylan could have had me with, I've been homeschooled my whole life. I just want an opportunity. You weren't that spectacular that I cared that much.
No.
I'm sorry. See you later, Mike.
Well, on to yellow. Zach wins by only 1 vote, which means...
When I tell you, I was screaming.
One of those girls voted for him. I forget what her name is.
And I bet she has a crush on him.
She said she was ready for some change. And he stands up in his speech and says he's not above anybody. He's ready to work.
Yeah, he's a leader for the working class.
Yes.
He's a blue-collar leader. And
he's the man of the people.
Yeah, I was rooting for him. When I tell you this was Survivor, where I was like, ooh, it's like a tennis match. It was so good.
But yeah, that's our episode.
Yeah, so that was great. Let me go to my backgrounds, because I add more and more kids to the list.
You did add more? Well, then you should just do two a pop.
I don't have that many, but I'm gonna do 2 today for this one. Okay. So I'm gonna do Greg because he won the gold star, and we're all dying to know.
I was hoping that I told you. I think off recording that you will know when to pick Greg, and I've been waiting for
Was
this
it this
moment.
episode?
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Okay, I'm gonna do Greg. He won the gold star, and I know we're all dying to find out where this kid did he go to college? Okay, so
Yeah.
there wasn't a ton on Greg. I did find his Instagram, which was interesting. It's not private. But he's a husband to an influencer.
Really?
Not a popular one because I've never heard of her. But yeah. And he has 2 kids.
Wow.
2 whole kids.
How old are they?
They're still like young. I would say
Okay.
like not a he doesn't post often, so it was a lot. He's about 32 years old is what I have put together. His Instagram bio says, and I quote, "Any jackass can kick down a barn. It takes a good carpenter to build it." So
Wow.
I said, is he a carpenter?
Well,
To be
he probably
honest,
has been in his lifetime.
carpenter. Also, I read somewhere mechanic. So there was a lot of possible. Greg's had a plethora of jobs. Let's just put it like that. So he also loves to ride motocross. I don't know if he does it competitively or not, but he posts a lot of pictures of motocross. And from what I can find online, I don't know who wrote this article, but he owns a business and a house. And I went, that's great.
Okay.
Good for Greg.
Okay.
So
Greg's
that
doing well. Greg is doing well.
That 20,000, it's in a house right now, I would assume.
Or a motocross bike or 2.
Yes, or his kids. We don't really know. Okay. My other one is going to be his best friend, Blaine.
Yes.
I'm going to do both. I hadn't found Blaine. He's a new addition.
Okay.
So Blaine,
do they follow each other?
Okay. Blaine is private.
Okay.
And I didn't look at Greg's more than I had to. So I didn't go back, to be honest. I would assume no.
Yeah.
But what do I know? So Blaine took a very different life turn. So
no,
it's not bad.
Okay.
It's better than Greg. He's also a father and a husband.
Okay.
I go on his Instagram, right? Because I find him in an article. Yes. And I'm like, oh, I find the Instagram. His Instagram is all memes. So I got nothing from Instagram. So this is all from a Where Are They Now article.
Wait, did you follow him?
No. It's not private. Sorry, did I say it was private?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not private. It's just memes.
Okay.
But he played lacrosse in college.
Wow.
We all saw that with a name like Blaine.
And that hair, yeah, very lacrosse boy, 2007.
Somewhere along the line, his Twitter account got suspended. I don't know why. But he studied criminal justice at college. So he's probably locking up guys left and right. No, I don't know.
I wonder if he went to law school then and became a lawyer, if he's on the criminals or the
honestly,
law side.
It could be why his Instagram is all memes, because he doesn't want people to find him, and I get that. But yeah, that's Blaine.
He wants to
criminal
participate
justice,
but not be so out there. Wow, yeah. Go Blaine!
Go Blaine.
Look at you.
Those are our teenage boys.
Our cuties of the week.
Our little teenage boys.
Well,
that's
all we have for you. Do all the things. Thanks for joining. Bye.